Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the stellar artists, Rana Daggubati, Anirudh Ravichandar, and last but not least, Shruti Haasan. And of course, Chairperson Siima, Mrs. Brinda Prasad, welcome. And we have local promoters from D Ideas, Ms. Purnima, as well as from Tabla, editor at Tabla, we have Mr. Patrick Jonas. A very, very warm welcome to every one of you. Arivarkum Vadakkam, Andariki Namaskaram, Yellorige Namaskara, and Yellavarkum Swagatam. And this is Siima 2016 at Singapore for the very, very first time. Big, big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited? Are you excited? Is there anyone in this room? I see lots of people, though, and not that much of noise. We have wonderful artists who have come all the way from India. The most handsome villain ever. The most popular bad boy ever. Mr. Rana Daggubati of Bahubali fame. We have the very alluring, the very, very charming and enchanting Shruti Haasan. And Anirudh seems to be the #1 fan of Shruti Haasan. And of course, we have the music sensation, the young music sensation. Yeah, and you have a lot of female fans as well. Yep. And welcome, Anirudh Ravichandra. A big, big round of applause. Before you get a glimpse of the stars on stage, we are going to play a short video on Siima 2016. Siima is a celebration of cinema. There is a reason that we are holding this press conference on the 69th floor, because Siima takes everyone to great heights. So, on that high note, let us feast our eyes on the beautiful video that we have put together for Siima 2016, ladies and gentlemen.
Siima is a wonderful platform.
It is very genuine awards and yaru deserve ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ.
It's like coming back to family.
It's a privilege to be here.
Incredible. అందరికీ నమస్కారం.
Vanakkam Dubai.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Vanakkam Malaysia.
Hello Sharjah, how you doing?
First time na there is a stage మీద మాట్లాడారు ఆయన.
Why this கொலவெறி கொலவெறி கொலவெறிடி
4 ஸ்டேட் ஒரு இடத்துல இருக்காங்கல்ல, அங்கே நான் இருப்பேன் சொன்னீங்க வந்துட்டு உங்க முன்னாடி நிக்கிறேன் பேசுறேன்.
Anything can melt down in this world. Gold can melt down. The rupee can melt down. Gasoline can melt down. But cinema will never melt down.
I was so happy and I really cherish this moment all my life.
Do you like my sari? It's a Siima sari.
Thank you Siima.
Thank you Siima.
Thank you, Siima.
Thank you Siima. Thank you Siima. Thank you Siima. Thank you Siima.
Thank you, Siima.
Thank you, Siima. Thank you, Siima.
What an explosion of colors, stars, and performances. Big, big round of applause for Siima 2016 for the very first time in Singapore. And without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to welcome on stage the wonderful guests and stars that we have all the way from India. First up, Mr. Rana Daggubati, Shruti Haasan, Anirudh Ravichandar, And of course, the wonderful woman on top, the chairperson of Siima, Miss Brinda Prasad. Joined by our Singapore promoters. From D Ideas, we have Miss Purnima Kamath. And also local promoter from SPH Publications, Tamil Murasu, as well as Tabla, we have editor at Tabla, Mr. Patrick Jonas. Miss Brinda Prasad, chairperson, Siima, to address us.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here this evening. As always, we gathered here, the 5th edition of Siima, which is happening on June 30th and July 1st at Suntec 2016. And we're very excited to bring Siima to Singapore. There's been overwhelming response already. And thank you, Shruti, Anirudh, and Rana. They've always been a big support to us. Thank you so much, Purnima, for partnering with us. And thank you, Mr. Patrick Jonas. And without any further delay, we'll get this started. Thank you.
And thank you so much. A big, big round of applause once again for Mrs. Brinda Prasad, chairperson of Siima 2016. And thank you so much for bringing Siima to hot and wet and humid Singapore. So Singapore is going to get a lot hotter on June 30th as well as 1st of July. The dates are a little tricky, so don't turn up on the wrong date. Okay, Shruti, can you just remind us the dates once again?
It is the 30th of June and the 1st of July.
Yes, 30th of June and the 1st of July. Consecutive, okay, on 2 days, okay? Don't turn up on the 31st of July and the 1st of June, okay? So once again, it's 30th June and 1st of July. So thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you. What will we do without you? So now on to Mr. Rana Daggubati. You've been associated with Siima right from the start. In fact, you are one of the stellar hosts for the first edition of Siima in Dubai. So how has the journey been for you?
Firstly, you're the first one with an accent who said my last name right. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, well, with Siima, I was just talking to Brinda, it's the 5th edition, it's the 5th year. Now, I didn't host the first year, I just partied the first year, and then I started doing some kind of work for them after that. But yeah, it's probably the most fun, not that I'm part of it, but it's probably the most fun film event that I've ever been part of. It kind of brings 4 different cultural states together, and in a foreign land, which is, I'm saying now Singapore, which is also so culturally connected to us, and bringing cinema here is always fun.
Fantastic, fantastic. And how about you, Shruti? You've also been an ardent supporter of Siima, and you've been there as well. And in Siima 2016, what can we expect from you?
For me, I think Siima's always almost been like family. They've taken so much care of all of us. And it's always been a fun experience that you remember through the rest of the year, like Rana said, because everyone is brought together. And we don't really get the opportunity to meet or appreciate each other's work otherwise. So I think it's going to be wonderful because, in my opinion, it's only been growing in scale and in love and support over the years. So I think this year is going to be no different. It's going to be better than the last.
Okay. She said a lot, yet she didn't say so much. Okay. Let's hear more from Anirudh. Anirudh is going to be performing at Siima 2016. And are you excited?
Elorukum vanakkam. Warm welcome to everyone here. Thanks for coming out this afternoon, this hot and humid afternoon in Singapore. Yes, Siima, I think from year 1, it's been a wonderful journey. It's just gotten bigger and bigger. As everybody said, the one thing which really brings us to Siima is the togetherness, in the sense we all catch up, we all meet up there after so long, and it's so much fun, number 1. Number 2, I think every year they just keep upping their game, and I'm very happy that it's happening in Singapore for the first time, because all the four languages are spoken here. There's a big population here. There's so much of love that we all get as part of the film industry from Singapore. So I'm personally and for Siima, we're all very happy that it's happening here in Singapore. Yes, I'm going to be performing as well after a big gap. I think it's been about 3 years since I performed here in Singapore, so it's going to be fun. and I'm hoping you guys are going to enjoy it. And thank you, Siima, for bringing us together year after year.
Thank you, Anirudh. Talking about performing in Singapore, Shruti, you had your first performance in Singapore, didn't you? Your first stage performance. Can you actually take us down memory lane?
Singapore's always special to me because the first time I ever sang on stage or performed ever in life was in Singapore. I must have been about 6 years old. And so yes, I think Singapore that way has always been a part of this journey of me being a show-off. So I'm happy to be back.
Okay, so can you show off your talents? What song did you sing then? Can you remember?
It wasn't a very rock and rolly song actually. It was my dad's song.
Kasamela?
No, it was the song he sang when he was a kid. Amma Bumniye. Yeah. So it was quite a heart melting often.
Tugging at the heartstrings. Okay. Well done, well done. And Purnima, of course, she's very well known. She's the radiant full moon. Yeah. Regardless of the hot and wet and humid weather in Singapore, we have full moon every day thanks to Purnima ji, who's from D Ideas. She is the local promoter. And Purnima ji, how does it feel to be part of the inaugural? As far as Singapore is concerned, this is the very first Siima which is being held in Singapore. So how does it feel to be associated with it?
Before I begin, I just see my special guest walking in. So welcome to Sanjeev and Gauri. You just said warm and humid. I was wondering whether you are going to talk something about the sari, because I just saw my favorite Usha Uttamji saying, do you like my sari? It's a Siima sari.
So do you all like Purnima ji's sari? Might as well.
On 30th June and 1st July, everybody should be wearing ethnic Indian, so to show proudly that we are all Indians. Thanks to Brinda and the man behind the successful lady. Where is Vishnu, sir? He's hiding there, but a round of applause for this guy. So Mr. Vishnu and Brinda are, they own the property of Siima, and they have traveled Siima to 4 different countries, and this is the 5th edition. Thanks for the trust shown in us that we could deliver a good job in Singapore as well as the local promoters. But one guy here, I should say, has been persistent and lot of perseverance, who followed me since last 1 year. And, trust me, I was like, no, Singapore is a small market. I don't think Siima will suit here. We probably, will not be able to sell so many tickets. It's too huge of an investment. It's 1 year, but there's this guy, Anuj, huge round of applause. He kept calling me every month, pestering, saying that no, we have to do this in Singapore. So thanks, Anuj. Finally, we are seeing the day. And of course, I'm quite blessed that last 22 years have been wonderful in Singapore. So firstly, thanks to Singapore for being such a business-friendly country where, women entrepreneurs like me, I have all my well-wishers in this room who have given me business projects and trusted me with their projects as well. But I must thank SPH, Mr. Chandradas and Mr. Patrick Daniel, who have shown tremendous trust in D Ideas and have been partnering only with us for all their Indian-centric events. Thanks to Patrick, and Raj is not here, he's in Australia. So Raj and Patrick and D Ideas have been working along last 5 years. We have been putting up an exhibition called Singapore International Indian Shopping Festival, which is now renamed as Expo. We bring along 200 exhibitors in September. So Rana had come for our shopping festival last year. So this is our new initiative now with Siima. So together with Tabla and Tamil Murusu, we hope to do a lot of events in Singapore. Thanks to my friend from Hyderabad who has come all the way, Mr. Satya, for this event. Thanks to Dr. Umarajan, Pradhimanji, Yogeshji, and everybody here. Thanks to Shankar, he's been our great supporter. And I would like to see Apollo as one of the sponsors for Siima. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Purnima ji. Thank you. A big round of applause for Purnima ji. And one big round of applause once again for Purnima ji's sari. And Mrs. Brinda Prasad, would you like to add some more? Would you like to say some more?
Well,
what made you decide to bring Siima to Singapore?
See, South has a very large market, but if you see, it's got very little coverage globally. So when we came up with the idea of bringing the four film fraternities together, there was a lot of welcoming aura. So we decided to bring it together. Initially, when we started, we did have a lot of hitches. It was not easy because schlepping about 450 people across the globe every year is no easy task.
Yes.
And,
and getting Anirudh's call sheet as well. That would have been a major hitch as well.
Well, I must say they've been extremely supportive ever since Siima incepted. So a big thank you to all of you. But otherwise, it's been a very memorable journey. And like he already mentioned, the standards are getting bigger and better. So it's a big challenge for us because we always have to come up with something new. This year, along with the awards, it's always a lot of fun. We have about 15 scintillating performances put across 2 different days. But otherwise, it's been great with a lot of good event partners like Purnima. So we're looking forward, and we like to have a lot of support from the press and media even during the event.
Thank you. Very well said. Very well said. Yes. Siima is a celebration of South Indian cinema. You know, all over India, they produce great cinema. But somehow, you know, when you mention Indian cinema, the first word that comes to everyone's mind is Bollywood, okay? Bollywood does great cinema as well, but so do the rest, you know, of India as well. So you have Malayalam cinema, you have Tamil cinema, Telugu cinema as well, Kannada cinema, all coming together. It's a huge celebration. Fantastic. A big, big round of applause for that. And these are the wonderful stars who are the ambassadors for this huge, huge celebration. And now, I'll hand you over to Mr. Patrick Jonas, editor at Tabla, to say a few words.
Thank you. When this proposal came up, we didn't have much hesitation because Tamil Murasu and Tabla are big on cinema. And we thought that this is the best opportunity to engage our readers, provide them an opportunity to get close to our stars, which they have been following, who they have been following all these years. So it is, we thank Siima for this opportunity, and we look forward to working with you in the years to come. Thank you.
Mr. Patrick Jonas is always a man of very few words, but big actions. But let's, you know, perform some big action right now. A big round of applause for our local promoter. SPH Publications, we have 2, Tamil Murasu, which is the leading Tamil daily in Singapore, as well as Tabla, which is the weekly heartbeat of the Indian community. It's a weekly publication. So big round of applause once again for SPH Publications, and also D Ideas, the promoter, as well as Siima chairperson, Mrs. Brinda Prasad. A big round of applause. And now, shall we open the forum to the floor? Shall we ask journalists to pose their questions? Yes, please. Okay. First up.
Thanks, Patrick. Gurdeep Singh from PTI. And could you, Patrick, link up this big cultural event with the Indian cultures, in South Indian culture and the community here? Tamil cinemas, we have been saying from the 40s, early days. Can you reflect on that, please? Thank you.
See, over the years, the number of Indians moving to Singapore has grown, and we have a lot more people from the other parts of India coming in. And we find that there's an audience here for an event like Siima. Especially we have planned for 2 days, and there's no doubt that all the tickets will be snapped up, and I'm sure you guys will support us in that venture.
I thought that was a big question. What a short answer. Anyone else wants to add on?
We have a veteran among us here. She's the pillar of the not only entertainment industry, but has tremendous knowledge of South Indian community in Singapore, as well as she's quite well read. I would really request Dr. Uma Rajan to speak few words.
At my age, we still admire young, handsome men and beautiful girls. Thank you for being so well dressed and such a charming audience for us. When the question was asked, my thoughts went back to when I first saw Kismet, the Bollywood movie in those days, outdoor, and that was in Paya Lebar. And I think over the years, I think DT, some of you may not even know, where the venues were not just Cathay and Capitol. We went there for midnight movies, Rex Cinema, but there was Alhambra in Beach Road. There was a Queen's Theatre in East Coast. So these were haunts, and we all just went like anything on Sundays, 5 o'clock. Every one of us was booked for the first time when the movie was released. And I think over the years, yes, there was Bollywood because the Malay community loved Bollywood. You would find a lot of Malay films had Indian editors, Indian directors from Bombay coming here. So a lot of the Malay movies had Bollywood songs adapted. And the music is very Indianized. Anirudh, you must listen to some of the Malay music by P. Ramlee. You might get new, fresh ideas of that. So I think that was how it went on. It was Bollywood, but Tamil films caught on very much after, I think, Shivaji Ganesan, after MGR. That group came up. I think Tamil movies really caught on because people like me, we're all from professionals, families and all. We all went, every Sunday, I know I went for the 5 o'clock show to Royal or Diamond Theatre on Northbridge Road. So I think the trend has been Tamil, that we would get Telugu movies, Malayalam movies during Onam, during Ugadi, then they will get special movies. And that went on. And the most important thing, Alhambra closed, Rex closed, and we moved on to the big venues like Capitol and Cathay. That means the audience was catching up, and it was not just Indians. A lot of my Chinese friends today sit and they will know about you, Rana, they will know about Anirudh, they'll know about Shruti. They watch the movies at home. So the audience has changed, the venues have changed, become more sort of high level, and I think the demand for this, there's a craving for the movies because it brings them back home a lot. And to be honest, I think Indian dance, Indian music in Singapore has stayed very much alive because of cinema, especially classical. I used to dance with classical songs from the old movies because we never had live orchestra. Though I studied in India, I had to use records. So I think the influence of cinema has been tremendous, and the influence of the Indian film industry. And I must say, the actors and actresses have cast a spell on the younger generation today. They dress very well. They all go to the gym. I'm not fighting obesity anymore among the young generation, but they're all going for gym, and they're looking at you as their idols. So I think you have tremendous influence. And the love for music, Anirudh, I think all your new fusion styles has hit the chord in the younger generation. And they're also listening to classical music because of the links. So I must say, and saying a big thank you to the entire film industry for keeping this alive in Singapore. And thank you for keeping that culture alive in us. Thank you very much from Singaporeans. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that great insight. Thank you so much. And what actually came across when Dr. Umar Rajan was speaking is a passion for cinema. And what you will be doing on 30th and 1st July, 30th June and 1st July, is that you'll be reigniting the passion to even greater heights. So thank you so much for that. You know, you're going to have a huge, huge crowd of fans going to be screaming. Yeah, in fact, you know, some of the journalists are very well behaved today, you know, but, in private, they were all, like cheering, and they were also excited about meeting all of you. So can we hear some noise from the members of the press, please, who have been maintaining silence all this while? What about the lovely lady from the new paper?
Sorry, yeah, but there was a media
It's
interview
okay,
just now, so I think the journalists exhausted the questions.
Exhausted, okay.
Yes, but
What
I
about
didn't
you,
ask any
Tamil?
questions, so let me ask a few questions on
Yes.
Siima. Actually, just for the benefit of those who are not too familiar with Siima, how will this year's Siima be different from the previous? And how different is it from the other award ceremony? That's one question. Second question.
It's in Singapore.
Okay, I mean, fair enough. But sometimes we ask this kind of question because we want to hear from you guys. Okay, fair enough. And then second question, for each of the stars, what do you like best about Singapore? The most, the food, the people? After the first question is answered, second question. Thank you.
Okay, so to answer your question, how is Siima different from the other awards? The other awards happens back in India. So the fans who are across the globe cannot access the stars in such a close quarter. So when we are taking their favorite stars to their part of the world, it's a lot more exciting. They're able to see their stars closer. They're able to see their stars perform closer. It's a dream come true for people who can't go back all the way to India to see their favorite stars. So that is the major USP of Siima, that we travel to the fans, for the fans to enjoy the best of their stars. And about how different or what it is going to be this year, well, every year an awards night is a compilation of awards being felicitated, a lineup of good performances, but it only gets more innovative. The list of awards are different, and the acts will be different. That will be the different new thing that will happen. Otherwise, it's Siima altogether being one entity, which is just going to a different country. But in terms of what is innovative or different, that you'll have to wait and see, because I don't want to break the surprise yet.
So what we like about Singapore? I think, as ma'am really said, I think the love that they have for cinema is something which really humbles us, because whether it be me performing or her performing or Rana, the kind of love that people give us here, it really makes, I'm not kidding, it really encourages us to raise the bar every time, because you're not in your land, you're going to another land, you're coming to Singapore, and you feel so much at home here, and the love that they give you, you feel like you have to give it back to them in some way or the other. So it kind of encourages us. As much as it's nice for them to see us, it feels great for us to come and meet all of them out here. And I think Siima is the perfect medium to do that, so that's great. There's one thing that I'm not very happy about in Singapore. Every time I come here, I go to the casino and lose a lot of money. So that's what I don't like.
Anyone has any tips for Anirudh? Don't go.
Don't gamble.
Yes, Shruti, you were about to say something.
I agree with Anirudh. It's just, there's so much love here. That's beautiful. And I also like how clean it is. It's amazing. I just keep saying it looks like a movie set. It's perfect, clean, and the food is incredible.
I'll just stick to the food part. Ma'am, you mentioned Apollo. Is it Apollo Banana Leaf? So I've been to your restaurant 15 years ago, and I went back the last time I was here as well. So and I just told a few journalist friends as to what an amazing sense of memory food has. When I ate that fish head curry, I just remembered when I came there 15 years ago as a kid. So yes, the food for sure, and agreeing to everything that all these fine people have said.
Thank you so much, Rana. Yes, Prasanna.
Okay, it's Prasanna here from MediaCorp Tamil News. I would like, you said about what's very nice about Singapore, performing in Singapore. Would you mind repeating yourself in Tamil?
In Tamil?
In Tamil. இங்கே perform பண்றது உங்களுக்கு I mean நிறைய நாட்டுல perform பண்ணிருப்பீங்க நிறைய கான்சர்ட்ஸ் இங்க உங்களுக்கு சிங்கப்பூர் ரசிகர்கள் பத்தி நீங்க நினைக்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு என்ன சொல்ல விரும்புறீங்க? How is experience like?
இந்த சைமா பத்தி ஒரு மெயின் விஷயம் என்னன்னா ஏன் எங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே சிங்கப்பூர் வந்து ஒரு பெர்ஃபெக்ட் டெஸ்டினேஷன் தோணுது அப்படின்னா நாங்கள் எவ்ரி டைம் இங்கே வரும்போது இங்கே இருக்கிற ஆடியன்ஸோ இங்கே இருக்கிற மக்களுக்கோ அது தமிழாக இருக்கட்டும் தெலுங்குவாக இருக்கட்டும் கன்னடா மலையாளம் அவங்க கொடுக்குற அன்பு அண்ட் அவங்க கொடுக்குற ஒரு லவ் வந்து அது நாங்கள் இங்கே வந்து அவங்கள வந்து குஷிப்படுத்தணுன்ற பாயிண்ட் தான் எல்லாருக்குமே மைண்டில் இருக்கும். பட் என்ன உண்மைனா அவங்கள மீட் பண்ணும் போது எங்களுக்கு வந்து அது ஒரு என்கரேஜ்மெண்ட்டாக இருக்கும். நாங்கள் திரும்பி சரி நம்ம நாடை தாண்டி நம்ம வேறு ஒரு நாட்டுக்கு வரும்போது இங்கேயும் வந்து நம்மளை ரசிக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ இவங்களுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போகிறோம்னு நமக்கு ஒரு தாட் ப்ராசஸ் வருது. அது நாங்கள் திரும்பி போகும்போது எங்களை அது இன்னும் என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுது. ஸோ இஸ் மை தமிழ் ஓகே? ஓகே,
அருமை அருமை. அடுத்ததாக குமாரி ஸ்ருதி ஹாசன் அவர்கள் பேசுவார்கள்.
Telugu or Tamil?
ஏதாவது புரிஞ்சா
I suddenly feel like this is a language class. இல்லை சத்தியமா அவர் சொன்னது கரெக்டு தான். இங்கே வந்து எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து அப்பா மூலமாக இருக்கட்டும் இல்லை என்னோட ஓன் மெமரிஸாக இருக்கட்டும், சிங்கப்பூர் எப்போதும் என் மனசில் ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் பிளேஸ் வச்சுருக்கு. ஸோ அவர் சொல்கிற மாதிரி வந்து வேறு ஊருக்கு வந்து இவ்வளோ பாசம் கிடைக்கும்போது பெருமையாக இருக்குது. அண்ட் அதே மாதிரி இந்த வாட்டி சைமாவில் நான் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணல, ஆனால் இவங்க எல்லாம் பர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஐம் ஷோர் இட்ஸ் கோயிங் டு பி அமேசிங் அண்ட் ரொம்ப அருமையாக இருக்கும்.
నేను తెలుగులో చెప్తానండి.
చాలా బాగుంది.
తెలుగు వరకు వచ్చండి ఇక్కడ. అబ్బో ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు. నమస్కారం అండి. అదే అండి ఇందాక అనిరుద్ధ్ అన్నట్టు, శృతి గారు అన్నట్టు, మన దేశం కాని దేశంలో వచ్చి మనం ఇక్కడ పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు అంటే మన దేశం వాళ్ళు పరదేశంలో ఉండి మనకిచ్చే లవ్ కానీ ఆ సపోర్ట్ కానీ మమ్మల్ని పెంచుతూ ఉంటుందండి. అండ్ సో దానికి ఎంత చేసినా తక్కువ అనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Any more questions? Any more thoughts? Sure, Prasanna. One more question. Tamil?
Mesmerizing, in my opinion. So, but if you were asked, if there's one thing you could make it, in one way you could make it different, if you're given the choice, if you give it, what would you do? Tamil.
இல்லை நம்ம நாங்கள் எல்லாருமே ஒர்க் பண்ணுற எல்லா படங்கள்லையுமே அதில் எங்களுக்கு என்ன அதில் எங்களுக்கு என்ன எக்ஸைட் ஆகுதோ அதுதான் நாங்கள் பண்ணுறோம். அதுதான் எங்களால் அதில் அப்போ தான் எங்களோட பெஸ்ட்டும் கொடுக்க முடியுது. ஸோ எப்படி ஃபர்ஸ்ட்லி உங்கள் காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு பெரிய நன்றி. எப்படி அடுத்தடுத்து எப்படி புதுசாக பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு கேட்டோன்னா, இப்போ அடுத்த படம் பண்ணும் போது அது நம்ம கதை கேட்கும் போதோ இல்லை அந்த படத்துலையோ ஏதோ ஒரு எக்ஸைட்டிங்கான ஒரு ஃபேக்டர் அது நம்ம ஸ்டார்டிங்லேருந்தே நமக்கு அந்த ஒரு வைப் ஒன்று வரும். அந்த வைப் அது வந்தாலே நம்ம ஒரு பாதி ஜெயிச்ச மாதிரி தான். ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் வி லீவ் த ரெஸ்ட் டு காட், அவர் பார்த்துப்பார். பட் என்னென்னா அந்த வைப் வராமல் நம்ம உள்ளே போயிட்டோன்னா அது ஒரு பிரச்சனையாக இருக்கும். ஸோ அந்த வைப் வர வரைக்கும் நாங்கள் ஹாப்பி. அந்த வைப் லைஃப் பூரா வரணும்னு நாங்களும் வேண்டிக்கிறோம்.
தேங்க்யூ.
தேங்க்யூ.
Thank you very much. Nandri? Any more questions?
I must thank the two ladies for keeping the ladies' flag flying by hosting this wonderful big show. Thank you so much to both of you. Purnima, I've known her, and thank you so much for bringing this wonderful show. I watch it every year. Thank you very much.
Rana garu, Singapore Telugu Samajam tarapu nunchi welcome to Singapore.
Thank you, thank you very much.
So after working in the working for Bahubali for 3 years with the heavy suits and all that, so how are you feeling now with that?
I have another 1.5 2 years to go only for part 2.
So for the part
feeling is still not over. There's a lot more to come.
Just relaxing now. There's a bit of relaxation with the normal clothes.
If jumping off a horse every morning and flying on a chariot and trying to do flips on top of Prabhas and him trying to do it on top of me with 7 fight masters around us, if that's called relaxing, yeah, then it's relaxing.
For sure, it's a very good experience for us watching Bahubali Part 1. And from your view, like, how do you share your experience about Bahubali Part 1? Or working with Rajmouli, sir, or any, like, the crew, anybody there?
అంటే ఇలాంటి చిత్రాలు మామూలుగా చాలా అరుదుగా వస్తూ ఉంటాయి తెలుగులో. కానీ ఇది తెలుగు సినిమా అయినప్పటికీ తమిళంలో కానీ హిందీలో కానీ ఒక అంతర్జాతీయ స్థాయికి తీసుకెళ్ళింది తెలుగు సినిమా ఖ్యాతిని. అండ్ ఇలాంటి సినిమాలో ఉన్నానని నాకు ఖచ్చితంగా ఇప్పుడు కాదు ఎప్పటికీ గర్వంగానే ఉంటుంది. అండ్ పార్ట్ 2 దీనికన్నా చాలా పెద్ద సినిమా అవుతుంది. అండ్ పార్ట్ 1 అనేది ఒక చిన్న సినిమా లాగా మీరు చూస్తారు. దాని తర్వాత నేను చెప్తాను ఖచ్చితంగా. అలా అనుకోండి.
So main picture is coming when?
So April 14th next year.
Okay. I at this juncture, I really have to say that, Bahubali is a great milestone in Indian cinema. Big round of applause for that. Just, I was blown. Many of us were blown away, really. What an achievement. What a brilliant achievement. So big round of applause once again for Bahubali. And we expect more from all of you. Such great and wonderful talents. So once again, some more noise for Siima 2016 in Singapore on 30th June and 1st July. 30th June and 1st July. But before we say goodbye, Ms. Shruti Haasan will be presenting a memento to Mr. Patrick Jonas, local promoter. Page Publications, Tamil Murasu and Tabla. And Mr. Rana Daggubati will be presenting a memento to Ms. Purnimaji, local promoter from D Ideas. Thank you so much.
Before we end today, everybody here is like a family to me. And since we have such lovely guests, I feel it is quite dry, you know, no music, nothing. We are talking about entertainment, cinema. And we have with us a very talented IIM president, Pan IIM alumni president, Sanjeev Iyer. I would really request him to hum 2 lines, please, and end the event.
That's a total surprise, Purnima, to put me on a spot. Now what do I say? You want me to really sing? Well, since there are such lovely people here and they're about to leave the stage, so I guess best I can say is Abhi na jao chhodkar ke dil abhi bhara nahi, abhi na jao chhodkar ke dil abhi bhara nahi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjeev. And Anirudh wants your number, actually. So, without further ado, let us actually have a wonderful high tea. We are already on the high floor, on the 69th floor. Up to 1997, this was the tallest hotel in the world. Yeah. And then after that, you know, some other countries have taken over. But, you know, this is still one of the tallest, highest peaks in terms of, you know, hotels in the world. And once again, big round of applause for Mr. Rana Daggubati, Ms. Shruti Haasan, Mr. Anirudh Ravichandar, and Chairperson Siima, Mrs. Brinda Prasad. Thank you so much. Thank you.